FSU students marched for our lives all the way to the Capitol. Our freshmen on campus played an important role.
Plus, the Seminoles and the Gators come together to bond over music. Could dueling pianos be closing the gap between the rivals?
And FSU track takes home a big ACC win. Our international athletes played a large part. Thanks for joining us for this edition of Seminole Showcase. I'm Christopher Lopez.
And I'm Adele Oliver. Many lives changed forever after the Stoneman Douglas shooting in Parkland, Florida on February 14th. 17 people were killed. Since then, students, teachers, parents, and others from all over the country have transformed their anger into action. In March of this year, they took a stand against violence, including right here in Tallahassee. March for Our Lives is a national movement that began after the Marjory Stoneman Douglas mass shooting occurred.
And I think the scariest part of it was when she texted, "I love you guys so much" in all caps, and then with 3 blue hearts, and then we didn't hear from her for 12 minutes. Which were certainly the longest 12 minutes of my life.
Matthew experienced the event through his sister's eyes, and since then he has helped organize the local Tallahassee movement. On March 24th, people participating in the movement band together to protest.
People all over the United States are marching in solidarity in order to bring about change to our nation's gun control laws.
In Tallahassee, hundreds of people marched from the FSU Westcott building all the way to the Florida State Capitol. Matthew explained that the movement has been a great tool to get people more involved. Some of these people include city officials.
Y'all, this is a moment that we're in. This is a moment that we're in that was bought on largely by the sacrifice of 17 precious lives that were all taken too soon.
It takes people being moved to start a movement and leaders like Matthew Harris to lead us into the future. For Seminole Showcase, I'm Adele Oliver. People like Matthew Harris will do everything in their power to make sure another tragic mass shooting doesn't happen again in the future.
Several students who attend FSU are from Parkland, and the FSU community wasted no time stepping up to help. Seminole Showcase reporter Jenna Kelly has more.
You start thinking about all the people back at home, some of them that you still went to school with.
My cousin, Meadow Pollock, beautiful 18-year-old girl, innocent girl, wrong place at the wrong time. We didn't officially find out that Meadow Pollock was murdered for about 24 hours after the fact, and, you know,
the wrong place at the wrong time for Meadow and 16 other innocent lives at a Parkland school shooting on February 14th, 2018. The FSU community has raised awareness and support for the victims.
Delt's been emotionally supportive, all my brothers. We've had share it nights to raise money at local sports bars, trying to just raise money for the victims' families.
Local businesses that support the FSU community have even helped to fundraise for the Stoneman Douglas students.
We developed this great shirt. All the proceeds went to that fund. We can see the logo. That's a quote from one of the students. And then on the back, we can see the "we can" or "will do better."
FSU students have even participated in marches for gun reform.
I was not able to make it to the March for Our Lives in Washington, D.C., so I thought that it would still be important if I were to march here, because there was an organized march and protest starting right here at Westcott going down to the Capitol.
On February 21st, the Stoneman Douglas students marched up these steps for gun reform. And again, on March 24th, the FSU community followed in their steps to March for Our Lives.
Well, we want things to get passed at a state level as well, and we want our homes to be protected.
The FSU community is doing whatever they can in support of Stoneman Douglas.
We're Madison Social.
I am Marjory Stoneman Douglas alumni.
I am a Stoneman Douglas alum.
And we believe.
And we will.
And we will make a change together.
For Seminole Showcase, I'm Jenna Kelly.
Besides marches and fundraising, the FSU community has emotionally been supporting each other to get through this tragedy.
A lot of the focus after Parkland has also been on mental health and that it is okay to seek help.
That can even be to help combat the stresses of being a student. According to the Center for Collegiate Mental Health, in the United States, 1 in every 5 college students faces some degree of anxiety and depression every day. But help is available here at FSU. There may be more to the days where you're just feeling down. According to the Center for Collegiate Mental Health, college students across the country are one of the most prone groups for developing issues of anxiety and depression. Loneliness, social displacement, and workload stress all contribute to the negative effects on one's mental health. Despite all that college has to offer, some students know when to step away.
I withdrew sophomore year, both fall and spring, so I started both semesters in classes, and then I just couldn't handle it, and I decided to take some time off to try to fix it and try to manage it.
The Anxiety and Depression Association of America ranks anxiety and depression as the most common form of mental illness. Despite this news, many students continue to remain silent as they struggle with the pressures of university.
When people are going through the exact same thing as you, it's really difficult for them to feel like they can help you. Also, social anxiety causes you to not want to reach out for help, which is not beneficial in any way either.
The number of college students facing mental health issues continues to rise. One of the problems that students affected by anxiety and depression symptoms comes from not speaking out early on and seeking immediate help. At Florida State, professional counselors can be found on the second floor of the Student Life Center.
The thing with like anxiety or depression or any mental health is it's inside of you, and no one else knows it but you unless you tell them.
It's okay to acknowledge the fact that you have this because that's the only way that you're going to be able to move forward with it.
Seeking help and being proactive can allow victims of anxiety and depression to find the brighter side of life quicker than they would alone. For Seminole Showcase, I'm Christopher Lopez. Adderall abuse has become a common sight among college campuses nationwide. Students turn to the drug to help them deal with the stresses of school, hoping it will help them improve their studies. This has also been affecting FSU, where the National Collegiate Health Survey found that 13% of students have used the drug. The problem is that Adderall is widely misunderstood.
If they abuse Adderall, a number of consequences occur. It becomes a drug addiction or drug abuse. So there are associated socioeconomic issues, health issues, but they vary a lot depending upon how much is abused.
At the end of the day, experts say that there truly is no substitute for old-fashioned studying.
A brand new group on campus is offering students another way to deal with mental illness. A new club this semester, known as Remove the Mask, hopes to offer a new way to engage with students. Their mission statement is to listen to students' concerns on mental health advocacy and take that to administration. Programming Director Alex Ball shares why Remove the Mask appealed to him.
The Mask really appealed to me because we all have our own stories and our own experiences with mental health advocacy, mental health illness, and what really struck me was it was trying to bridge those communities and interact with people that I've never interacted with before. I love that it forced me to confront my own biases, my own stigmas that I held, and it wasn't just a bunch of fluff.
Follow Remove the Mask on social media to get updates on future events.
In the fall semester of 2017, tragedy struck FSU. Fraternity pledge Andrew Coffey died after drinking too much at an off-campus party. FSU President John Thrasher suspended traditional Greek life on campus. According to FSU's Vice President for Student Affairs, compared to the past spring rush periods, around half of the social fraternities and sororities held recruitment in the spring, and half of the number of prospective members came out. The Professional Fraternity Council contains major specific and academically driven fraternities. They say the numbers of recruits stayed the same, but saw some differences.
The past two rush semesters, the ratio for male to female for Phi Sigma Pi has been 25% male, 75% female. This semester, the rush ratios were 41% male to 59% female.
When I found out that he didn't ban the professional fraternities, I was thinking to myself, oh, there must be a reason why he didn't do it. They must be on another level.
If you want to rush a professional fraternity, search PFC on the Knoll Central website or email the PFC at pfc.fsu@gmail.com. The weekly event Market Wednesday is an FSU tradition that brings students together with local vendors. The ban on Greek life affected some of their bottom line. However, when the ban was lifted and fraternities and sororities could attend again, their presence helped the vendors reach more people and sell to more customers.
I came here when everybody was on probation. Now that the organizations are back in general, those play a huge part in getting students out here to come and see what small businesses have to offer them. I was able to definitely connect with more people and get more people interested in supporting the arts.
Market Wednesdays will take place again in 2020 with the creation of the FSU's new student union.
Dance Marathon, Florida State University's largest student-run philanthropy, felt the effects of the ban on FSU Greek life. The organization was worried fundraising would take a hard hit because of less involvement from fraternities and sororities. But DM did everything it could to adjust, especially encouraging high school dance marathons to help counter the effects of the ban. Participants truly lived up to this year's motto, "Up to us."
The ban on Greek life definitely affected Dance Marathon as a whole, but I think morale took a pretty big impact on that itself. We didn't plan on all of these things happening to FSU this year, and it really worked out with our slogan that was chosen last spring. And because it truly is up to us as the students of this campus to kind of get our school back on track.
The marathon took place March 2nd through 4th and proved that the ban was only a small bump in the road. After raising $1.8 million in 2017, FSU raised a record $2.1 million this year. Also breaking a record this year, the number of applicants for Florida State for the summer and fall semesters.
And FSU is also moving up in national ranks faster than many public institutions. Seminole Showcase reporter Nick Koenig has the story.
The number of freshman applicants to FSU has been increasing each year for the past 8 years, while also moving up in rank nationally.
I work as a university ambassador, so my job is to welcome prospective students and their families to this campus and give them a tour.
Our application numbers have increased tremendously, much faster than the national average and most of our national peers. We're up to almost 51,000 applications now from the last year.
According to FSU's Director of Admissions, the record number of applicants demonstrate that FSU is a high-quality institution.
22.5% of the university's national ranking is composed of the reputation of our university.
Over the past 2 years, Florida State has moved up 10 places in the U.S. News and World Report Best Colleges rankings.
Be welcoming and show someone that their place could be here. And so yeah, I would say belonging is the most important part, as well as challenge. I think students want to be challenged intellectually, socially, and just really dive in with a lot of opportunities.
With so many applicants, FSU continues to keep the student body diverse.
FSU has done a really good job of balancing the two, making sure that we have a really rich, diverse population of students that come to the institution, while at the same time improving the profile and making sure that all those students thrive when they're here.
For Seminole Showcase, I'm Nick Koenig.
It looks like being a Nole is becoming more popular every year. We're always glad to welcome new Noles into the tribe. For information on applying, you can visit admissions.fsu.edu.
One of the reasons FSU is so popular, all of the fields of study students can choose from. Nursing is one of the most unique. The goal of the program is more than just to graduate certified practitioners. I had a chance to check it out. FSU students experience nursing education through hands-on learning experiences. The entire third floor of the nursing building, Duxbury Hall, has been renovated to resemble a real-life hospital wing.
What we do here is we provide them with the right experiences at the right time that allow them to practice in as true of a life situation without causing life-threatening illnesses to their patient. If they're seizing, you're maintaining their C-spine.
FSU nursing student Abby Delisle appreciates how the lab has taught her more than just the basic skills.
Being in the lab probably has been the most real learning, experience we had to prepare us for the second semester.
Some of the objectives of the nursing program and the simulation labs are to improve communication, teamwork, and healthcare skills by practicing in a safe and controlled-free environment. This hands-on approach to nursing education has helped our nursing students pass the state board's test at a rate of 95%. The simulation lab has given the nursing students their best and most memorable learning experiences.
Some students really learn well reading the book. Some students really learn well doing things.
For Seminole Showcase, I'm Adele Oliver. Upper-level nursing students have the ability to take these skills and apply them by giving flu shots to students at the Health and Wellness Center once a semester. It's more relaxing to know that the nursing students have been practicing on dummies first.
I wouldn't want to be those dummies.
Me neither, Chris. With just one swipe, Florida State students and staff can enter a place to study, chat with friends, and create new ideas with technology.
The new Innovation Hub is really neat. It opened up in February and is the result of a $2.5 million investment to improve FSU's commitment to innovation. With equipment like virtual reality, creative ideas are turned into real-life experiences.
Innovation Hub really supports students working together from all different departments to solve problems using the latest technology and design thinking.
We have a digital fab lab, which is where we have 24 3D printers, so you can come in and we'll 3D print stuff for you, or we'll teach you how to 3D print.
Located on the first floor of the Lewis Shores building, the Innovation Hub is a place on FSU's campus where design thinking is heavily emphasized.
A new Target replacing a popular spot for a night out did cause an uproar in Tallahassee. Seminole Showcase reporter Brittany DeFran tells us it's now putting a smile on many students' faces.
So long Coliseum and hello Target. As the summer 2018 is just around the corner, the Varsity Plaza Center off High Road and West Tennessee Street will soon welcome the grand opening of Target.
Williams Company's done Target work for over 20 years. They're one of our main clients. Most Targets that we do build, we build the building and do the interior stuff. This is unusual since we're not building the building.
Right here is where the nightclub once stood. The Williams Company will put the final touches on the interior of the 3,273rd Target.
When you visit Tallahassee, everyone knows, like, oh, Coliseum, Coliseum. It's just something that's always been talked about. So for it to be shutting down was a huge deal because it kind of like made its mark on Tallahassee.
According to the Tallahassee Democrat in an article written by Tamarin Waters, Target wants to expand small format stores near college campuses. Unfortunately for the students at Florida State University, that meant saying goodbye to a beloved and monumental nightclub known as Coliseum.
It's going to be great for college students that the Target isn't all the way down Monroe and Appalachia, so far away.
Do you prefer Collie or Target?
Target.
Target. You don't get your phone stolen there.
Target.
T3273 is expected to open mid-June 2018. The company plans to open 130 more small format stores just like this one by 2019. I'm Brittany DeFran, reporting for Seminole Showcase.
Many students are excited about Target being closer to campus.
Another option to choose from. Now let's send it over to Madeline Armington, who has a look at entertainment. Madeline?
Thanks, guys. For decades, if you wanted to know what was happening at FSU, the FSU and Florida Flambeau had you covered, and they still do. However, the paper isn't as popular now as people would think. Seminole Showcase reporter Victoria Weller tells us more about the recent struggles.
Florida State University is home to the Seminoles, the historical Westcott Fountain, and the student-run school newspaper, the FSU and Florida Flambeau. The harsh reality is that not a lot of students here at FSU even read the school newspaper or know we have one.
I actually don't know very much about this view.
For the newspaper staff, the lack of readership and unawareness from students can be really frustrating.
Because we've been around for over 100 years now, so I just don't know what we need to do to like get out there. Because I feel like if we've been here for 100 years and people come in and teachers come in not even knowing who we are, it's like, I don't know. It's confusing. It's confusing because it doesn't add up.
In the spring semester, the news staff had less than 5 writers. It was hard to spread the word around to hire new students.
We were looking for more students to join the section just because we wanted more people to be able to write, and so we actually had to post on social media and try to gain awareness through that way.
The newspaper has really been pushing their marketing this semester in hope of reaching more students.
We've been tabling at Market Wednesdays and tabling at other events, and we've also been pushing our social media a lot.
The FSU remains optimistic and plans to leave a legacy in the Tallahassee community. For Seminole Showcase, I'm Victoria Weller.
Established in 2007, Clutch is a premier fashion magazine run entirely by the students of Florida State University. Students from all backgrounds and majors works as writers, editors, stylists, and models to produce a publication that rivals the works of notable fashion magazines such as InStyle or Glamour.
Clutch has a really good reputation on campus, so it's interesting being a part of something that is student run because we each have a say into it, so it gives you a little glimpse into what it would be like working for a magazine.
The Clutch team spends all semester researching upcoming trends and gathering pieces from local boutiques. Then they shoot their looks in a series of photo shoots to be featured in the latest edition released at the end of every semester. The next great Hollywood director could be sitting right here in Tallahassee. Seminole Showcase reporter Christopher Lopez tells us more from inside Florida State's College of Motion Picture Arts.
With recent mainstream success, students within FSU's rigorous film program look to showcase their stories and identities within the film industry. FSU's College of Motion Picture Arts isn't new to producing top talent, but sometimes that talent ends up on their doorstep. This clip is from Revolving Child, an award-winning short film written and directed by Latino filmmaker Francisco Cabrera.
Well, I'm Francisco Cabrera. I'm a writer-director and student at Florida State.
As a Latino director, filmmaking is a tough business, but Francisco is finding success his own way. He's already forged a reputation for himself, winning numerous awards, such as a Student Emmy for Revolving Child. He was most recently presented an award at the Vero Beach Film Festival for his short film, Wear My Skin.
Most filmmakers know that there's many ways of doing this and many ways of getting to where you want to get, especially because so much information is online for free. So much information you can learn by just making stuff. So deciding to go to the film school was a big decision, and a decision that I still am not sure about. And that's the honest part of me, really still trying to figure out my place in the United States.
The film school here at Florida State is a highly selective program that provides its students with opportunities and state-of-the-art resources found in Hollywood today. Many recent grads tend to work on projects together, such as on 2016's Moonlight.
I'm comparing myself to something that won an Emmy. I'm comparing myself to something that was presented by John Legend and Mark Duplass. I'm comparing myself to my previous work, and it's detrimental. It's detrimental to the storytelling process. I have a fear that I've somehow peaked.
He came in with confidence. He came in already knowing who he was as a filmmaker, knowing the kinds of stories he wanted to tell, and knowing how to tell those stories.
Being a Latino filmmaker, you take responsibility of how your community is portrayed on screen. So you have to think about that. You have to think that your stories haven't been told yet. So you have so much freedom. It's exciting.
Although he does aim to get his own movie poster on the film school's walls, Francisco's goal is to show Hollywood why Latino filmmakers' movies belong on more billboards. For Seminole Showcase, I'm Christopher Lopez.
Cabrera hopes to make Latino American stories commonplace in Hollywood after he graduates from film school in the next 2 years. He will go on to direct his first feature film, fully funded by Mark Duplass. Florida State student body has also been able to showcase their creativity with the creation of small businesses. Former students Jordan McNear and Jimmy Sherwood have transformed the local art scene with their intricate sneaker designs.
The actual official name is the Canvas Project, which came from part of the idea of giving back to art and education and the community and that type of stuff. Our website is thecanvasprojectshop.com. The main place that we are in regards to social media is going to be Instagram. We are at canvasco.shop.
You can also find the two in pop-up shops and stores all over Tallahassee. In with the old, in with the new is the slogan of a young entrepreneurial student, Natalie De La Guarda's t-shirt pressing business. Modern Revival is an edgy custom clothing line with various shirt styles and prices. De La Guarda began her business in high school. She is using the guidance she received from the Jim Moran School of Entrepreneurship at the FSU College of Business and hopes to continue her company after college. You can see more on themodernrevival.com. Kiana Govind is not just a photographer, she is creating an entire lifestyle brand. From her unconventional ways of posting lifestyle photos rather than professional content, almost 11,000 Instagram followers, and capturing an audience on YouTube, it seems like Kiana is the go-to girl to capture students' final moments in their cap and gown. You can follow at Kiana Govind to keep up with her new content. Township, a well-known bar amongst Tallahassee locals and FSU students, switched up its regular nightlife scene this spring. They brought in a dueling pianos act from Gainesville for a few nights of live music. And as Seminole Showcase reporter Jessica Felsen found out, these Gators had no problem entertaining in enemy territory.
The crew from Rocky's Dueling Piano Bar in Gainesville returned to Township for a two-night event after a successful show back in February. But what are these Gators doing in Knoll Nation?
We weren't going to hold them against them being from Gainesville right off the way, but we've been to a few cities, big cities before, and realized that dueling pianos was something a lot of big cities had, and it had a great crowd and a great vibe. There's a great group of guys down in Gainesville who do this every night of the week, so let's see if they bring them up to Tallahassee and put on a great show for the community here.
The first time Township held this event, there was almost no room to walk. So this time, Dueling Pianos Night turned into 2 nights, but pianist Brad Heron says he's more than happy to make the trek to Tallahassee.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a haul. It's a lot of equipment to bring, but it's worth it to have a good time up here.
The crew from Rockies knows how to keep their audience engaged, entertained, and spending money, since they play the songs you want to hear for a small donation. They even said they would play the UF fight song if asked.
It's crazy how a rivalry as well known and as intense as FSU and UF can take a backseat for a few nights of song requests, the beat of the drums, and 2 dueling pianos.
That's the power of music and why I'm so happy with what we do. Music, like I said, it goes above sports. Last night we had people from UF, multiple universities, and that's kind of secondary to having a good time and putting your arm around your neighbor and singing a fun song.
Pounder says Township will continue to keep the event going as long as the community wants it to. And by the looks of it, these Gators aren't going anywhere. For Seminole Showcase, I'm Jessica Felsen.
The act was so successful, Township brought them back again in late April. That's a wrap on your entertainment. Chris and Adele, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Madeline. Sounds like the dueling pianos really had that crowd rocking.
You know what else gets people out of their seats? FSU sports. Let's go to Abby Radica and Jessica Felsen with more.
Thanks, Chris and Adele. FSU sports fans had a lot to celebrate during the spring. Both the men's and women's basketball teams made the NCAA tournament, and baseball and softball had winning seasons.
Also, football fans showed up in record numbers for Willie Taggart's spring game debut. But Seminole Showcase reporter Kelly Aponte has more on the women's track team, celebrating an ACC title thanks to some help from abroad.
The women's team has 68 athletes. Some traveled farther than others.
I don't know that we will win, and I just, try to do all my best so I can score and help the team. But I think it was kind of surprised that the women especially won the ACC.
Olympian Milica Mercheva from Bulgaria helped the team win ACCs.
I ran the 5K in 16:34.
A 16:34 5K averages about 5 minutes 30 seconds per mile.
When you're an international student, you're mainly here to run.
Maudie Skyring also helped the team win ACCs.
Really, it's not till 5-10 minutes before I actually step on the line that I get really nervous, and that's when I really get focused.
Maudie Skyring traveled from Australia to join the team.
So at ACCs, I ran the mile. I actually ran a personal best in the prelims and then in the final, running 4:45.
As you can see, the ladies put a lot of hard work into winning the ACC championship, but they would all agree it was worth it.
Felt nice to be a part of something bigger than just yourself.
With Seminole Showcase, I'm Kelly Aponte.
Every year, hundreds of student athletes are recruited to Florida State University. This year, National Signing Day took place on February 7th, with FSU taking on a total of 21 football commitments for the 2018 football season. Kendrick Scott was a linebacker in the 1993 National Championship team, coached by Bobby Bowden. He shared his thoughts on Taggart's first FSU recruiting class.
I want to see us recruit some more beef on the offensive line. I want to see these guys become physical. I think some of the things that have happened in the past is that we've recruited guys to fit a certain system. Now that the system's changed, we need to change as well.
Among the promising new recruits are Asante Samuel Jr., AJ Litton, and Jaden Woodby, so make sure to keep an eye out for them in the 2018 season. Amidst the reconstruction of Florida State football decades ago, one organization has helped the student athletes since the Bowden era, playing a role in the recruiting turnaround.
The Garnet and Gold Guides are a student recruiting organization that hosts prospects and their families by providing tours of athletic facilities. More importantly, they help make FSU feel like home for potential Noles. With the change in coaching, the need for the organization was called into question. However, the GGG believes it came through.
With Coach Taggart coming in, and we came up with a top 10 recruiting class for that to happen, scrambling together with only 2 months of him being here is outstanding. It's amazing, and I think that our organization really played a part in that happening, because that was the one constant in our whole recruiting process, was our organization.
Thanks to its hospitality, the GGG has helped recruit talented athletes. While the organization isn't widely known, they have an important impact on Florida State athletics.
Here at FSU, sports aren't just relegated to the field of play.
With many students looking to get into the realm of video editing and writing for a variety of media, competition is fierce. One FSU class gives students an edge over the rest. Seminole Showcase reporter Joseph Lazaro has more.
It's a class for students looking to get real-world experience making short video features.
I definitely have become the filmmaker that I am today through this class.
The class brings together video editors and reporters to make short features on various FSU athletes and athletic programs. Using what they have learned in previous courses, the reporters write and produce the stories while the editors film and edit the pieces together, giving them both the opportunity to improve in their respective fields of study.
It's pretty much like a production boot camp.
There's things that I didn't think that went into reporting that now I've learned are very essential and critical to the whole process.
The features produced by this class aren't just for self-improvement, as all the features air on a show called Seminole Sports Magazine.
So Seminole Sports Magazine is a TV show that airs on Fox Sports Sun, and 5 million households have access to watch Seminole Sports Magazine, and it is a student-produced program.
One of the many things that sets the class apart from others is its truly collaborative nature.
So you get paired with a reporter, and then they schedule the interviews and they're responsible for writing the script, and then I have to film the B-roll and then edit the whole thing together and shoot the interviews.
The relationships that you make with reporters and editors throughout the class becomes really special.
I think that collaborative nature of the class is what I enjoy most about it.
All of the content that the students create in the course can be used to show what they're capable of to their future employers.
Before this, I didn't have anything to be able to show for my work. So by taking this course now, I actually have experience and features and things that I can show and prove to illustrate that I know how to report, and I know not only to report, but to write and edit and produce as well.
Students improve their abilities as reporters and editors through this truly hands-on course. For Seminole Showcase, I'm Joseph Lazaro.
If you want to check out what the students produce, Seminole Sports Magazine airs on Fox Sports Sun Sundays at 11 a.m.
Between balancing work, studies, and classes, college students find it difficult to maintain a healthy lifestyle. However, Florida State's Campus Rec has developed an app that is keeping students' fitness going strong. Seminole Showcase reporter Jorge Holguin-Reed tells us more.
Most of the group fitness classes, such as Extreme Fit, Body Tone, and Outdoor Boot Camp, were offered free to students. However, before the Campus Rec app was released, it was a struggle for some students to attend.
So before I downloaded the app, I didn't do any group fitness. I came here on my own and tried to do my own workouts and stuff, and I didn't feel as motivated as I did after getting the app, because I could start seeing when classes were, how full the leach was, or what was open and what wasn't.
The app has only been out for a few months, but students are already discussing their favorite features.
When you first log in, there's this big circle thing, and it has 100%, and then it kind of just fills up a certain percentage based on how full the gym is. They've also continued to develop the app and make it so that you can see other program areas. Right now they have added aquatics, IMs, OP, personal training, and coaching. It'll also, you can look through the different facilities, so it shows West Side courts are open. Rec Sportsplex closed.
The developers of the app realize that communication is key. When students are informed, they are more likely to get involved.
And I've tried a lot more classes that are more rigorous than I would have before, just because when I'm scrolling, I'll see cardio ×2, and I'm like, okay, I'll try that, and then go to it and love it and go to the next one later in the week and stuff like that.
The app is available for download on both Apple and Android devices. Reporting for Seminole Showcase, I'm Jorge Holguin.
The app is free to download on both Apple and Android devices.
If you'd like to move, check this out. Seminole Tap Troop is a unique organization whose members have tapped their way into students' hearts at Florida State University in only a short time. Tap Troop has allowed many tappers to continue with their passion in college.
We've been around for 6 semesters now, I believe, and an official club for 5 semesters.
Come out and support Seminole Tap Troop at local performances around Tallahassee. For more information on this club and their performances, please visit Seminole Tap Troop's Facebook page. FSU is home to a national champion, Mock Trial Organization.
FSU's mock trial gives students the opportunity to learn about the American legal system. Students play both attorneys and witnesses, develop case theories and characters, and handle rules of evidence arguments.
Your attorneys and your witnesses. I play a witness. So you take your case and you have to have a prosecution theory and a defense theory.
A lot of these schools have professors and teachers and everyone that comes and helps them, but for us it's all like a learning process. When one of us learns a new thing, we have to teach it to the next person.
FSU won nationals back in 2013, beating schools such as Harvard and Yale. However, the team had a disappointing end to its season in March, but is eager to get back to it next year.
We wish them luck. That's your look at sports. Chris and Adele, back to you.
Chris, lots of reasons to cheer for FSU fans.
That's for sure. Here's another story that had campus buzzing. The popular app, Snapchat, includes a feature called Campus Story, which allows students to upload pictures and videos to a live stream story that can be viewed by anyone in range.
In early February, Florida State University's Campus Story went viral. Seminole Showcase reporter Kelly Aponte shows us why.
An FSU student was given the title Beyonce Boy after uploading a video to the Campus Story of him flipping his hair like Beyonce.
I submitted a snap to the Campus Story and I was like, hit me up, you know, yada yada, and I didn't expect it to get on, and then it did.
Beyonce Girl and Beyonce Boy tried to find each other on FSU's campus. After 2 hours, they finally did.
Her phone almost died. No, her phone did die. And then so I was on a balcony just watching her, looking around, trying to frantically find a phone charger. And then I was like, hey, up here. And she looked up and we're like, oh my God, how's it going?
This love story unfolded on the app called Snapchat. It ended up getting 3.3 million views on Twitter and nearly 70,000 likes.
I'm like, oh my God, this thing has over 40,000 views. Like, why is this blowing up about this two people on a campus story?
Aiden's final video said, "One of us is straight and it ain't me."
It's just been kind of crazy how it's spread so far, you know, just everywhere really.
With Seminole Showcase, I'm Kelly Aponte.
Looks like the two made a new friend and certainly kept the FSU community entertained.
And that's going to do it for this edition of Seminole Showcase. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.